make large contributions to their campaigns, and so what they do for them is they turn a blind eye to illegal immigration, give them cheap labor. But what we have to realize is it's really a fallacy to believe that there is cheap labor, because while a person might get paid $5 an hour, what they're taking out of our tax base because of education, healthcare, free infrastructure, and American citizens and Illinois citizens are paying for that. Again, it comes back to our senior citizens. My father happens to be 78 years old. Mm-hmm. And a lot of our seniors have owned their homes for 50 years, and they are on fixed incomes. And so when they get these tax raises, you know, in Cook County, taxes have gone up between 60 and 90%. Mm. What senior citizen can withstand property taxes going up, gas going up, electric going up, all that? So what we are doing is forcing our seniors out of their homes that they've lived in because they cannot afford it. And, you know, it's an atrocity to me. We have to follow, kind of like connect the dots and see that there are people suffering. And personally, you know, I believe we have to stand up. They've given us this country and said, here, this is the country we've built, be good stewards of it. Mm-hmm. And we are failing them.
And for our audience at home who aren't familiar with, we'll start with the federal policy first, where President Bush is calling for immigration reform. What are both sides of that debate, and where does your organization stand in terms of like immigration reform on the federal level?
Well, we think that it is very important to have comprehensive immigration reform that includes a path to citizenship for those immigrants that have paid taxes and have contributed to this country and can prove that they have been here for many years and contributing. So we believe that there is a need for more humane laws that take into consideration families, laws that take into consideration the work of these people that have been building these communities here. So we support a comprehensive immigration reform that is humane.
Certainly. And what are some problems with immigration laws as they stand now that need to be corrected and that you think will be corrected with this policy?
Well, we're hoping that something happens this year. Mm-hmm. We can see there's a real need out there. We see millions of people that, because they don't have the right documentation to be here, some of them are in process of deportation. What happens is that this causes families to be broken up, and it also causes a lot of problems within the communities that they have created here. Many people have been here for many years, working really hard, paying taxes and contributing to the communities and to the country. And then after building everything here, because the law is not taking all these facts into consideration, they might need to go back to their countries. They might be sent back to their countries with everything built here.
Certainly.
So it's something that what we need is legislation that takes all of that into consideration.
What do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions about this issue that the general public has, and how would you like for some of those misconceptions to be cleared up as far as like people's public opinion in regards to these issues? Where a lot of times, you know, a lot of Americans have a very harsh and downright hostile, attitude towards, immigrant labor. So what do you think some of the biggest misconceptions are, and how can those misconceptions be cleared up in your opinion?
Well, I think, first of all, many of the people may not understand the reason why these immigrants are here. It's not because they just want to come here and take other people's opportunities. They are here because in their own countries they don't have any opportunities at all. So what they see in this country is a country of opportunity, and a country of opportunity to do something with their lives and with the future of their children. So a lot of these people are coming here out of need, not because they want to take advantage of somebody else's future or somebody else's opportunities. So I think that's very important. In most of the countries that have people coming here are countries that are very, very poor. They don't have an option. It's like they either come here to try to look for something better for themselves and for their families, or die without, some people are dying because they have nothing to eat. Some people are persecuted politically. I mean, there are a lot of these problems in their own countries. So I think that is, first of all, the reason why they are coming. They are just not coming here because they want to take advantage of anybody else, work or anything like that. I think the second thing is when they are here, they are really here to work. Mm-hmm. They come to this country in search for opportunities to work, and they work really hard. Sure. We see immigrants working 2-3 jobs, and they contribute. Many of them, I believe, 70% of them pay taxes. Sure. They would never see that money back because they cannot get any benefits. Obviously, they don't have a social security number, but they are paying taxes and they are buying homes. They are doing a life here, and that involves a lot of investment to this country. I mean, many said about the money that is sent back to the countries. There's a lot of money that stays here. First of all, the taxes. Second of all, living in this country involves a lot of money, to be paid for you to go to your work and stop to get gas and all those things. So they do contribute greatly economically. Sure. And I think also the matter of the families. Let's say that somebody comes to this country and they are undocumented, they couldn't get here, because coming to this country legally is very expensive. Yeah. You need to pay for a visa that can get really, really expensive. You need to be here either studying or working, and to do that you need money, right? So all of this involves a lot of money. And what if you are in this country and then you find, somebody that you want to live with and you get married, but unfortunately because you didn't enter the country with the right paper, you cannot stay here, and you have already had family with that person. There are a lot of cases right now, families broken apart because one of the people in the relationship are not, they don't have papers, so they have to go back, or they might need to go back, and the other person stays here, and they cannot do anything for the couple, right? Right. So it's breaking up families, it's breaking up children that are born here, that have all the rights to be here. Their parents need to be back. So there are a lot of those cases that involve families, and I think this country has all these values there. Have big family values, and we can keep those. If we need these people here, certainly, why not give them that opportunity?
Certainly.
Some will argue, I think it's approaching 5 o'clock here in the Midwest. Lou Dobbs is probably gearing up right now and is saying, while sympathetic to the problems of some Central and Latin American nations, why aren't the governments of those nations, taking and providing for those people? Some will say that, that these are the problems of, the governments of Mexico, Nicaragua, what have you. What do you say to critics who say that these governments are making Americans subsidize some of these problems?
Well, obviously those governments need to address those problems in the country, but we also need to address the problem here. Sure. So the people are already here. We have about 12 million people that are undocumented. What are we going to do with them? We cannot just send them back. I mean, there needs to be, these are not just the 12 million people, these are families, these are workers that are needed here. Sure. So, the other countries need to solve those problems too. But what are we going to do with these people here now? And what we're going to do with the people that need to come later here? Sure. Because, that every time we also need to address the things for the future, right? And there is going to be a future demand for people to work here.
And I certainly understand, where you're coming from in terms of there need to be, I think, some very distinct lines in terms of, gaining citizenship within America. However, I think a large part of the problem that you kind of touched on are the corporations themselves, are in many ways, the real boogeyman here. Because so long as, they're paying people, unlivable wages, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be drawn to that. So what kind of things do you think can be done to kind of police the corporations? Because, I mean, so long as they're paying, people, these kind of wages, I don't know if we're going to be able to curb the demand as far as people wanting to seek these work, especially in a lot of Latin American countries where, the cost of living, where the wages aren't very fair and equitable, and you can make a lot more money here. How do we begin to, especially, and I think one of the main problems where people suffer, there are working class people that are missing out on these jobs, and they say these are jobs Americans won't do. And I don't believe that.
That's correct. I don't either. It's an insult.
Right. I believe that, no more